So moving from there, obviously we talked about what might be next for Ugas. Errol Spence
There's
Jr.
this fight.
And Terence Bud Crawford.
Virgil Ortiz versus Spence. Shout out to Oscar De La
Yeah,
Hoya.
that was funny.
That
was
was
I had to get on his ass.
Yeah,
on
you
Twitter.
did.
Yeah, I got on his ass.
He said, imagine, first
I got it on his ass.
off, he misspelled Al's last name. He said like Al Hamon, which is actually delicious if you've ever had it.
I love Oscar, but in one tweet he says that, and then the next tweet says he wants to help Crawford get the Spence fight.
Yeah, he's a character.
Well, Oscar, they can't.
True,
they can't have a triple threat
Yeah.
match, Oscar. You know.
Back to wrestling.
I try not to disrespect him because he's a legend.
Oh, he
Of
is
course.
one of the greatest fighters
Yeah.
ever seen.
He's a character. He's a character. That's all you need.
And he's
You don't
done
need to say anything about that. He's a
All
character. So that fight, I've said it's an extremely close fight. I have for a while leaned Spence. I have no reason to change that opinion, and I think Errol beats him.
Man, they try to ask me who will win that fight after.
First off, they're gonna ask you, just prepare, have a written statement because they're gonna ask you 5 million more times.
I got a statement. I got
Tune into the Porterweight podcast every Tuesday.
But I said you can't ask me who will win that fight after what I just saw. I can't get past what I just saw. You know what I mean? So I really don't even want to talk about it. I don't want to talk about
Perfect. All right. Well,
Yeah,
let's
because here's my
The
here's
fans
my
are so
company
happy
line.
to hear that.
Yeah.
Here's my company line, and you got to feel me on this.
company line.
Some fights we shouldn't try to predict. Some fights we shouldn't try to have or create these expectations.
Okay.
Some fights that we know are great, we should just allow those fights to be great and enjoy them and then talk about them afterwards.
Well, in the real world,
Right.
Who you got, Leonard or Hearns?
But all the speculating that we did about Ugas and Spence, the fight was nothing less than that was a great fight.
you feel the same way about the Super Bowl? Like we shouldn't predict the Super Bowl because this is a great matchup? Okay. All right. I'm just wondering because that's the world we live in. So like you predict sporting events.
Here's the thing though, because I can't think off the top. Maybe let's go Browns and
49ers.
Let's go Browns 49ers.
49ers beating 55-8.
Let's go Browns 49ers. I mean, I'm just trying to come up with this analogy where there are teams that you just know how that team's gonna play,
Of course.
and how the game more than likely is gonna end.
Yeah.
And then there are other teams that are just so great. You're like, man, I don't know who can beat them. We got two teams. I don't know who can beat them. Why are we picking, for the sake of argument, why are we picking the Chiefs against the Chiefs and we're trying to figure out how that game's gonna play out? The team is great.
Yeah.
Let the team let the fighters fight and let the fight be great.
I guess I live here on planet Earth, so
Instead-
that doesn't happen.
Well, let me ask you this.
Yeah.
Because we're gonna argue
Of course.
over and over and
Yeah.
over.
Of course.
I don't like to argue.
Yeah. Well, first off,
I'm not about to argue with the fans.
But that's
when I
all-
say
but-
Spence beats Crawford.
Right.
And I'm not gonna argue with the fans about how I feel Crawford could possibly outbox Spence.
the fight wasn't even over yet yesterday, and you have Bud fans
Already.
and Spence fans.
Already.
That's how it goes. The sports is passion.
Do what I do. People say, I get that. How you think that fight's gonna go? If I do like this. If Errol wins, it's by knockout. If Terence wins, he outboxes him. That's all I got for you.
Is that what you think?
Yes. I can't say one is gonna win.
Yeah, like this one
it's
is
hard.
This is
I can't see Errol outboxing Terence. I'm not getting into it. I'm not, see, I see what you mean, Sean. He said, what?
Well,
Perfect. Well,
I think
Y'all go
At
back.
the-
Go.
I just-
at the
I don't-
highest level of the sport.
that's what's fun about sports.
and it was hard last night. Like I can't answer who wins, Terence or Spence after what I saw last night. I can't answer
well,
that.
I think it goes to a point that we've mentioned numerous times is at the highest level, the fractions are so small. The differences are so small. So this isn't one where we can say, oh yeah, he takes care of him pretty easily. They're such great fighters. They're the best two fighters at 147. I think Errol's better. Bud's not far behind. So
They're the best two in the welterweight division, man. That's
they're two of the best fighters on the planet.
Yeah.
I got a prediction for the fight. It won't let us down like Floyd Pacquiao.
Oh,
No, it's not because stylistically, Crawford's going to have to counterpunch Spence to slow him down. And Spence is the kind of guy, like Shawn said, he's going to keep coming regardless of what's coming back. But
I'm getting hyped.
And Terence is you want some more? Come get it.
Right.
That's what I'm saying.
Then what happened?
No, it's going to be a great fight.
Yeah.
I mean,
We're not going to get De La Hoya Trinidad,
But
it was this but it's going to live up.
And Zittel mentioned when we had EJ on that they're similar in some ways, that they're not huge talkers. They don't love doing interviews, but there's a little spice between these two on this. I mean, you heard Errol after the fight, like, I'm coming grab his too, and Bud was like, hey, keep those warm until I pick them up later this year.
Carson's big press conference guys, and we're gonna get our money's worth.
It'll be fun.
Two alpha dogs.
Yeah, and you have
two alpha males.
Derek James. Derek James, he doesn't back down from a little verbal exchange. You know Bomac's down for it.
Yep.
But
in both camps.
Well, don't they still have a $20,000 bet on who's going to win that fight? Bomac and Derek James?
Perfect. There's a perfect example. If you look at the notorious moment where they're interacting with each other.
I went back and watched it. I appreciated it more now. The shit talk was better than I gave it credit for initially.
Which one?
Between both of them, Crawford and Spence.
I don't know what fight they were at. Was it a Maurice Hooker
he's
fight?
too little. He's light in the ass.
Yeah.
And then
they're going
Bud
back
goes,
and forth. And
Bud goes, they didn't say Floyd was light in the ass. He goes, you're not Floyd.
Yeah. It's great. And he's like, yeah, you got hurt by Mimichin. Yeah, you got hurt by Ocampo. Like, it's just, they're both very.
They know
you were wobbled. And then what happened?
They literally study each other. They've been watching each other.
I think they're a lot funnier than people give them credit for, or maybe see like on the surface. They're both pretty funny dudes.
Right.
Both competitive as hell.
Right.
I think it's a great fight, and I think I completely feel the opposite of you, from a sense of like, clearly don't just disrespect the other fighter. Oh, he walks through him, it's easy work. I love that. Like, you have two of the best fighters on the planet. People debate eras of, well, who would win, the Warriors with Steph Curry and Michael Jordan's Bulls. This is now. Like, this is two of the best welterweights we've had in decades.
Yeah.
So it's like,
okay, Carson.
I love it. I'm all about it.
And what we did for this fight, our preview for Ugas and Spence,
we'll do that.
We went through the list. Yeah. And I just think that's going to be extremely interesting.
100%. That's going to be tough.
Yeah. I hope we see it. There's no reason it can't happen. I'm not even going to put that into the atmosphere that it doesn't happen.
Somebody check Oscar.
Yeah, both of them, Errol and Bud, are both like, hey, let's do it. It's the thing that makes sense next. Let's make it happen.
I'll give it an early prognostication.
Go ahead. Do your thing.
So Crawford's a little older. Spence is a little younger, obviously. Natural welterweight. But at the top level, Gene Tunney, he beat Jack Dempsey 100 years ago. I'll never forget this. This was a big reason why I always knew Floyd was going to beat.
He was there. Never forget this.
1928. No, I read it in the book. But this was one reason I knew Floyd was going to beat Pacquiao, was he said, at the highest level, more times than not, I pick a good boxer to lick a good puncher, right? And that was Manny and Floyd. And I do think Crawford's a little bit still, even at 35, a little bit more the versatile guy, the counter puncher who can counterattack when Spence comes forward. He could switch it up a little bit more, and Errol's more heavy-handed, but Crawford's a little more athletic, a little faster. I just think at the highest level, sometimes stylistically, the counter puncher has a little edge there. He can adjust on the fly as the fight goes on. Maybe Errol's right. Maybe Terence will be a little too light in the ass, and Terence is getting hit more these days than he was before. He got hit a lot by Shawn. Yeah. And also, we'll see, usually when Terence makes that switch to southpaw and he gets that angle on the orthodox fighter, is curtains. He really exploits that well. But
plot twist,
Spence is southpaw too.
Yeah.
So I'll actually wonder if this is going to be the first fight we see Crawford constantly switch as the fight goes on, not just go southpaw and that's it. We might see him go southpaw, orthodox southpaw. So great fight, 50-50-ish. I'll give an edge to Bud still.
And I give an edge. I give the edge to Errol, but it'd be a hell of a fight. I think it's a close fight. Stylistically, it's a great matchup.
Hell of a fight. I think we'll end on this note.
There's a big fight next week.
Okay.
Fury White.
Okay, well then I'll cap this real quick.
Okay.
Because and now that I saw this in the chat right there, they said I'm talking like the fight ain't made.
Well, it's not. So
it's not made. But this will be the next fight for both of these gentlemen.
it has to be.
The only thing is Crawford needs to he has to feel respected. If he feels underappreciated, if he feels, we always talk about A side, B side. I think in this case, whoever is conducting the business, don't talk A side, B side.
Yeah.
Talk the numbers and give both these gentlemen the numbers that they want, not 50 this, 40 this, 60 this because you got this and he got that.
50-50.
This is a 50-50 fight.
And even flip for the entrance. Flip for the entrance.
Flip for it. And in the rematch, then you talk 60-40 because of what has gone down.
One guy has 3 belts, one guy has 1.
I get that.
Don't do that.
I get that.
That's how you're going to lose the fight.
No, I'm not saying that like
That's how you lose the fight. I don't think we lose this.
Yeah, I'm not saying that dictates the terms, but like one guy has 3 belts, one guy has 1. That's
I don't
tough
think we
to
lose
disagree
this
with.
fight.
And he sold
I don't.
40,000 tickets last night.
Yeah.
I don't think we lose this fight, but you got to you have to make. I'm just telling you how to do the business with Crawford. You make Crawford feel respected.
Yeah, of course.
If he feels disrespected,
and he should be respected.
he's gonna say, "Hey, this is what it is." He gonna be transparent with everybody.
Yeah.
And we probably gonna look at him like, "So what?" But if he feels disrespected, he ain't going for it.
Before we close on and move to Fury White, I have one slight X factor I think that comes into play. Bud is a master of wanting to get back. And I think that gets him in trouble.
What's up? I'm Showtime Shawn Porter.
I'm Ant. Follow me on IG with 2 T's. Let's do it. Let's do it again. Let's do it again.
Just introduce yourself.
Okay.
And then you tell them what to do. I'm Showtime Shawn Porter.
I'm Anthony Brenagh.
Carson Merk. Like, subscribe, comment.
This is the Porter Way.